I wish this video was about my favorite video game, asterisk trilogy, which is Mass Effect. I absolutely adore Mass Effect. Like, it's my favorite video game. I love it. That was actually my transition video game. I know it sounds like what the heck, but like, I used to just play a lot of Sims, and I wanted to, like, you know, play video games. And like, the video games that I would play before were like very like just shooter games. Like, I don't remember the video game it was called, but it was something Sam. It was really fun, but it was just like with waves, and you would just shoot people, and like, well, not people, like aliens and like creatures and stuff. And so I wanted like a more in-depth game. And so my sister took me to buy a video game, and she was like, oh well, she plays a lot of Sims. And the guy was kind of like, oh well, if you want like to, because I liked the aspect of like creating things, you know. And so he was like, oh well, this game is called Mass Effect 2. You know, kind of like make up a squad. I mean, you don't really make it up because like it's already there, but like that's how he explained it to me. And I was like, okay, cool. I fell in love. I loved it. Like, the third one, I cried. Now I have a lot of issues with like the third one, and maybe I'll do a separate video because if not, that would just be very long. But this video is just about Mass Effect Andromeda, and I hated it. And is it because I love Mass Effect trilogy so much? Maybe. I tried to give Mass Effect Andromeda, like, and I paid it with my own money. Like, all the other video games, like, my dad has bought for me. This one I paid with my own money because I really want to, you know, support the company, so then possibly they could do a remastered trilogy, and possibly they could do another Mass Effect, not focus on Andromeda, just focus on, like, not Shepard, obviously. Well, I mean, I wish they could do another Shepard, but they're probably not, but hopefully they would. But, like, I just want to know what happens after. But, anyways, to Andromeda. I tried to like it a lot. The thing is, when it was before it came out, they said that it was going to take the template of Dragon Age. And I have Dragon Age Inquisition, and that is a game that took me a long time to fall in love with because I hated it. I hate the open world aspect of things because it's to me personally, it's not my taste. I just don't like it because it's like, oh, you need to walk here, or you need to take a horse here, but we don't really, it's just like, I need something that's more like a road constructed, not just like, just go look at the world. Like, it goes with tastes. But when I saw it was kind of like that, I was like, and now I enjoy Dragon Age because I learned how to play it better. But still, no. What are my gripes with Mass Effect Andromeda? I know that they use different, like this one was designed and made in a different, you know, like one was in Canada and the other one was, I don't know, it was made by different people essentially, because the animation in Mass Effect Andromeda looks like it was made before the Mass Effect trilogy, and that says a lot because it's like this video game came out like last year. So yeah, I did not like, the thing is, do I love Commander Shepard too much? Maybe so. That's why I couldn't relate to any of the characters. And like, I get it because these characters aren't tainted by the Reapers. They left between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, so they're very like babies. And, you know, Ryder, she's a child. Like, not a literal child, but she's very like innocent and naive. Not naive in like the sense of like she doesn't know anything, but she's just like very like warm, and she doesn't, you know, have like the toughness and like the hurt that Shepard had. So she's very like, you know, like everything's great, you know. So it's just like they're two different, drastically different characters, and I just no. And I tried with like the squad members. I just love Garrus Vakarian too much. I don't know. I generally tried to put like my love for Mass Effect, like the trilogy, to the side and just be like, this is a new game, this is completely different. But it was just like, the gameplay wasn't, it was just, it felt disappointed, to be honest, you know. The story wasn't bad, but like I said, since it used like the template of Dragon Age, and it was all very like that's, oh my god, that was my pet peeve with the first one too. Apart from like, you had to wait for the like the guns to unheat or deheat, whatever, is that it was open world. Like, when you would go to that planet, you had to look everywhere. And then, oh my god, the one that you had to look for them with the monkeys, oh my, that was, I hate, that's why I don't replay the first one. I hated that part. And like, I like that in the third one. I think in the second one, you just had to like do the radar on the planet, and the radar would just go down the planet, and then they would just send you directly. But since this one, you're colonizing and blah blah blah, so obviously you just go look through the whole entire planet, and it's just like, no. And I don't know, it's just like, the thing is, I by myself, I looked up on YouTube like the romance options because I was curious. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I loved Garrus Vakarian, so I always romance Garrus Vakarian. But with this one, all the romances just seemed so, it felt odd. It didn't feel like, even though it's a different universe, so to speak, like a different, thing, not Shepard, not in a different, what's it called? Space, like it's space, but like galaxy, yes? Am I dumb? But it felt like totally different, where it was just like, and I try, and I'm still like not saying that I don't, like, I just don't like it, but I'm not gonna say I hate it, because I'm gonna try to give it more opportunities for it to grow on me, but no. And it does the same thing of Dragon Age. When you're talking, like, if it's not like a cutscene, it's just like two people talking, it, depending on how your camera is, it just where it stays. And so if your camera's looking to, everything looks so awkward, and it's just like, why didn't they leave the nice things that they had in Mass Effect? Like, even when the conversations in Mass Effect, like, the camera would readjust, and it's just sad. It makes me sad because I really wanted to like Mass Effect Andromeda, but it was just like, no. And you just, I don't know how to explain it, because I like video games, but if you're gonna ask me, do you know everything about video games? Like, what, it's blah blah blah, what is this? No, I just like playing them. And so my critiques are very very superficial. But I really wish it was better. They should just remaster the trilogy. They would get a lot of money, because everyone wants the remastered trilogy, and it would look amazing. But in the remastered trilogy, they should have all the DLCs, the extended ending, everything, because that's what the people want. But anyways, Mass Effect Andromeda, I just go back to like the trilogy, was disappointing, to say the least. It was sad. I haven't finished it, but since I watched the romance like stories, I know how it ends, and it's just like, and it sucks because the premise is amazing, and the trailers that they did, amazing, but the video game just fell short. It just, and like I said, I have only played probably maybe 15-20%. I haven't played the whole entire thing. But even just the time that I've invested in that part is like, it doesn't make me want to play the rest of the game. It doesn't make me curious to meet the other characters. It's just very blah. Like, I remember even in the third one, the engineers, Connolly or Donnelly and Gabby, like, I was interested in knowing their backstory. The ones on Suri, and I don't care. And it's not because I had this weird love with Gabby and Donnelly. Is that his name? I'm not even remembering. See, I don't even remember his name. It's just, I don't know what, there wasn't the connection. I think it really affected Mass Effect Andromeda, that it wasn't made by the same people who made Mass Effect. And I know it's because they were investing everything in Anthem, and hopefully Anthem does really well, because then like the whole company does really well, and Mass Effect. But I don't know, man. It was just, it wasn't great. So that's my gripes. Did I even say, I just generally speaking, I do everything in generalization, because I should write a list of bullet points. But yeah, I wish it did better. I wish, hopefully there's a second, not Andromeda, but in a second Mass Effect. I just wanted them to, and I know because this one they saved their butts by saying that they left between first Mass Effect and the second Mass Effect, and that's why they barely mentioned Shepard, and they mentioned Shepard once, and Garrus, because apparently Ryder's dad noses, that's not how you pronounce English, Garrus's dad, and so Garrus's dad is talking about Garrus and Shepard, and then Liara, you hear her voice because she's talking about the updates and stuff. But no, give me a video game where they directly talk. I don't care, like in the Mass Effect 3 I chose Destroy because I wanted to save Shepard. I don't care if she just takes one last breath. To me, I'm gonna pretend that she lived. I want a Mass Effect. They're gonna focus on the future of that, you know, Milky Way. Is it the Milky Way? Yeah, it is. Of that one, and just take it like 20 years later, and so you have like the statue of Shepard. You don't really say if she's alive or she's dead. You just make people talk like in the past, or like, oh, she was a great leader, and you can pretend that she's retired or whatever, and just like, don't ignore the base story and just focus on like the future. Like that would be amazing. Like you could see what your decisions what decisions you made in the third one affected the entire future of everyone. I'm sad about that. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. I really wanted to get it off my chest because it's sad. But anyways, I said anyways twice. It's sad. But like I said, hopefully they do really good with Anthem and they finally realize that they should remaster the trilogy. We all want that. So that's it. That's all I've got to say.